Welcome to New and In Between, hosted by me, Mia Quinn Maddox, where I'll be discussing the hows and whys to my journey towards my faith. I've learned through my highs and lows that this path is not mine to travel alone. Join me mid journey as I embrace my wins, losses, and everything in between. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. It's your girl Mia Quinn Maddox, and this is the new episode of New and In Between. And today, I am honored to have my nephew, my oldest nephew, my little big giant, Maddox, and he and I will be discussing being the oldest and how being the oldest is not easy. We kind of like the test dummies of the kids, so today, I hope you enjoy getting to see me and my nephew have this conversation. So, Maddie. I call him Maddie. His name is Maddox Eugene Silva. Maddox, our last name. Me and my sister are the only, we don't have a brother, so when my father passed, the last name will end with us. My father has a sister and a brother, but they are Bragmans and Bragmans, or I'm sure I'm probably saying that wrong, but they don't have the same, they had different fathers, so um, we are the last. So my sister graced him with the name of Maddox, and it's Maddox Eugene Silva. Him and his brother are 3 years apart. Me and my sister are 2 years apart. So we relate in being the oldest, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. Is just being the oldest, the good parts and the bad parts of being the oldest. Everyone thinks being the oldest is great. There's great things, there's bad things, but at the end of the day, we're still the oldest. How is it being the oldest, Maddox?
So, being the oldest has its pros and its cons. So, like, being the oldest, it's kind of hard to explain because you go through everything first and you pave the way for your younger siblings. So, like, my parents put me through everything first, and Peyton just had it easy. So, sometimes, like, I feel like I low key get jealous when of Peyton because he just has it easier. Like it for me, it was never that easy. I had to do everything, like learn everything kind of on my own, do everything by myself. And then Peyton, breeze, easy, whatever. Like it's just mad simple for him.
I get it. So with your mom, it's like I broke down all the barriers. I would get if I did something wrong, I got punished. I got the longest punishments. I went through all this stuff, and then when she did stuff which was 10 times worse than what I did,
Exactly.
Gigi didn't even care. Gigi is my mom. That's what they call their grandmother, Gigi. So when I say Gigi, that's what we're talking about, my mother. Yeah. So it's like when Gigi Lauren would do things that were like 10 times worse than what I would do, and then she wouldn't even get in trouble. I guess I must have worn my mother out. Like I must have, wore her out so that when Lauren was doing stuff, then I'm like, but I got in trouble for that. That's not fair.
Exactly. The same thing.
It's just
But
part of being the first. We are like the test dummies. We're
it's
like
the
the test
worst.
dummies.
It's the
It's
worst.
the worst, but what's the best part about it? You got your phone first.
But like, yeah, we do get everything first. But like, it'll be like we get everything first, but they'll get the better stuff both of that than that we got. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get stuff, then they'll get stuff 10 times better than what we got.
Oh.
So
See, we ain't get nothing, so it didn't matter.
that's how it works
with
for me.
with Gigi didn't give you nothing.
Gigi was stingy, low key. Don't lie.
Mm.
Yes, she is. Yes, she
You saying
is.
that?
Yes.
You think so? I mean, I know
Yes.
so, but you think because normally with the grandkids, so what me and Lauren got, you guys don't get at all. Like Gigi let y'all just float, do whatever y'all want. She catered. Oh, she's up cooking for you, doing this, doing that. She never did that for us. She
That
didn't.
sucks. That
I
must
mean,
suck.
but we had Nana and we had Jackie.
They would do that stuff for y'all.
Yeah. So I guess
That's
it kind of works. So this is the thing I want to ask you because you're 6'4", right? You're tall. What's the first question people ask you being tall?
Do you play basketball? Do you play football? Do you play any type of sport? Bro, that is the most annoying question you can ask somebody who's tall. Like, I hate that question. Like, this is why I don't like to go places because people just assume I play sports. First of all, me, I'm just a giant. Like, let me just be tall and graceful in my own world, in my own space. I don't have to play sports. I don't like sports. They're not my interest. I'm into fashion, like Mia.
So look, when you were, I can't remember how old you were. I think you were like, when is the last year you played baseball?
I was like 10.
All right, so I remember when you were playing baseball one time, I came to your game and I said, "Why you didn't slide into that base?" And you said, "You see how big I am? I'm not falling onto the floor. That hurts."
Cause it does. Like I can't. No.
But see, we don't think of it that way. Everyone doesn't think about like, all right, you play football. That means you knocking into other big guys like you, and other big guys knocking into you, or they all falling on you, or you all falling on them. I mean, I'm not a sports person, so I don't really understand that. Your mom and your dad are more sports people, so I get why they, kind of are, pushing more for you to do that. But your brother plays sports. How does that make you feel? Like that he's the sports person and you're not?
Honestly, I feel like him playing sports kind of just takes that like.
Pressure off
Oh
of you.
yeah, like it's just like yeah. He let him have that one. Like he can have it. Like let him do that. I'm kind of glad he is the sports person out of the two of us because it kind of just takes the pressure off of me being having to be the sports player. Because I did play baseball when I was younger, but like I didn't really care for it. I just did it to make my dad happy because he wanted me to play. But it takes the pressure off of me because he's the star player. He carries his team, all that.
He's
So it's
good.
like
That little one is good.
so it's kind of just like great, cool. He plays sports, but him being so athletic, he picks up on stuff like way faster than I do. So it irritates me. Like for example, when we were at the bowling alley, um, like you were there. He was doing mad good, and I was getting dumb frustrated because I I had to like get a little better at it. Like he just picked it up. I can't pick stuff up like that.
So let me just 1 second. So Peyton is like, so Peyton and his father are like, they're like sponges. They soak up things immediately and master them immediately and become great at them immediately. There's no weeks of practicing and months of practicing or years of practicing. My sister got us all into bowling. I was unemployed at the time. This is years ago, and the kids were in school. We would drop the kids off. We would go bowl. Lauren got us into bowling. We come from a bowling family, and Lauren getting into bowling. Gene got into bowling. Me and Lauren was bowling for forever. I mean, and we bowled good. Gene came 2 weeks and he was spinning the ball, and I mean, he knocked us out the box. So when Peyton comes and they learn to bowl, Peyton picks it up like his father. Maddie takes a little bit more time. So that's the backstory.
Yeah, but it was just frustrating. So then me and Peyton we started arguing, whatever. But even with that, it's like I get a little jealous that he's more athletic than me. He plays the sports because my dad's a real big sports person, so they connect
Dad
on
and
that
mom.
level. Yeah, both of them. So they really connect on that. So they're always at his games. I mean, I have the opportunity to go to the games, but I don't really care for sports, so I don't go. Even though I should go and support my little brother, but But
Are we gonna change that?
yes, we're gonna get there.
We do. You went to his
We're
first
gonna
game.
get
You went to
there.
the first basketball game with me.
Yes,
Slow progress. Slow progress.
but they connect like mainly Peyton and my dad because my mom I like love her too. Like that's like I could talk to her anytime. But
So
they
you
connect.
relate more to your mom
Yeah, me and
than
my
you do
mom.
to your
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, me and my mom. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But Peyton and my dad get along so well because they every sport they know all the players. My dad's a fashion person too. Like he knows how to dress. That's where I get my style from him. So even though he is a fashion person, it's like he spends more time with Peyton in my opinion. Like they just spend more time together because he's always at his practices and always at the sports. So that's why
He
we're always
coaches
shooting.
the he
He
coaches
coaches the
the
team,
team.
so it's kind of just like sometimes I feel left out. But I try not to feel like that.
For me, like with Lauren being the athletic one, Gigi is more athletic like Lauren. So they were able to connect more. I'm more into fashion, and mommy's not really into fashion like that. So I was kind of left, like when Lauren and mommy connected on skiing and soccer and all the things that she did, I was kind of left out because all I wanted to do was go to the mall. I've just never been a sports person.
Yeah,
But I
no.
know for you, it's because it even gets on my nerves when people ask you, like, oh, what sport do you play? And I'm like, why don't y'all ask him what he wants to do? Like, why don't you give him the opportunity to tell you what he does before assuming that he just plays sports because he's tall?
Yeah, that's the worst thing about being tall. But like now being in high school and being 15 and my sophomore year, like all the coaches want me to play football. So like when I first got to my high school, um I got ran down on by all the coaches. Like some of the players on the team were fiending for me to play, and it's just like it's such a like intimidating sport, and I want to try it, but like I don't know how I would end up on the field. Like I'm kind of scared of failure, so I don't want to like fail and then commit to it and then not do good in the sport. So that's why I really don't want to even play. But I mean, like if I were to go say, oh yeah, I want to play, be on the team automatically. But it's just intimidating, especially about football. I mean, I tried basketball. I used to practice with Peyton. Boring. Like baseball, I played, and football and soccer's left. Right, the rest of the sports.
No, this
Well,
swimming.
like the
You
main sports.
no, but no, the main sports, but swimming is a super main sport, and you are like
Okay,
a
I could
fish.
swim. Yeah, I
No,
definitely could
you
swim.
can you don't just swim, you swim for real.
Yeah, because I did it when I was younger, and then I started doing it like not too long ago. But I just don't know. Like I like being tall. I like dressing my friends. I like being in the fashion industry, fashion world. So it's just like sports. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really me.
Also, to remember, so when I was styling and I used to go on tour, he was little. Like you remember that when you was little,
Yeah, I was
I
mad
used to
little.
take him with me to my storage when I was packing for tour, and I would make him match the colors. Here, put the red shirts with the red shirts, put the red sneakers with the red sneakers, and he would help me pack for these 3 month tours that I would be going on. And then I mean, we just come from a family that's fly. I mean, everyone gets dressed, and I mean, my sister has her own style. Peyton has his own style. Gene is I've been stealing Gene's style to dress a lot of my clients. Thank you, Gene. I've been stealing your father's swag for a long time. He just has that is a swag about him because he could put on a white t-shirt and sweatshorts and sneakers and still it's just the stance. It's like it doesn't matter what he puts on. He just has that he just has that
Presents.
yeah, he just has that presence. He could put on anything. It's just dope. But you also have that because you know, I mean, sometimes you get dressed, but you could come outside in shorts and a t-shirt, and you just have that swagger. You like fashion, though,
Yeah.
and music.
Yep. I like the arts. Arts is
Yeah.
kind of my thing.
Well, we'll see where that goes. I mean, at least your brother plays sports, but it is important because what I didn't do with Lauren because I wasn't interested in the things that she was interested in. I didn't support her in the things that she did, and because I didn't support her, I'm sure that I mean I don't know because I have to those are things that I would have to ask her, but I'm sure that me not supporting her made her kind of bitter towards me. Like, dad, she doesn't like me. Like she doesn't even come to support me at the things that I do. So this is why it's important for me when I say to you like at least go to one of his games. Like I show up to all of his games and I try to learn baseball so that at least when I'm watching it, I could understand how good he is. Because he's pretty good. It's funny how you picked up the arts part of me and your brother picked up the sports side of Lauren and your dad is a split between the two of y'all.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy just how that
Because
worked out.
when y'all go shopping, I just step back because he's like, nah, Maddie, this will look good, or Maddie, get this, or like get that, or when he shops for you, it's low key kind of exciting to see because he really be excited like to make sure that you have your fits right.
He was just telling me to get this like Carhartt like jacket, but I didn't really like it. Like it just wasn't me. Like it just. But I could see what he was going for. I just didn't
Yeah,
really like it. But
I mean it's funny how you end up being like your parents and you don't realize it. So let me ask you this: so you always call me your twin. What makes you think that me? What makes me and you similar? First, in being the oldest, and then just second, just in general.
I just feel like we relate on so many different levels because like the way we be talking, same thing. The way we like act, same way. It's just like I just felt like when I was younger, I just picked her up. Like it's like Mia is me. Like it's just mad weird. So then like I just feel like we are just the same. Like I don't know. And then like the way we have the same perspectives on things, and it's just like that's my twin. Like what?
And it's funny because it drives his mom crazy because it was a little point in time where the consequences of my actions, of me choosing a man out of the trash, caused a big trouble in my family. So in the interims of that trouble, it kind of isolated me, it kind of estranged me, it kind of cast me out, and I didn't speak to my sister for a long period of time, maybe 5 or 6 years.
No. 7 years.
This
I
is
remember
this is the
seven
this is the
years.
memory bank like me. I have a memory like an elephant. He has a memory like an elephant. So I didn't speak to him for 7 years. So I missed a big portion of their life. And in the interim of me missing that big portion of their life and me and my sister not speaking, because he acts like me, my sister didn't have me in the physical, but she had her son in the physical, which is crazy because it's like God saying, "Oh, you not gonna talk to your sister? Then I'm gonna give her to you through your son, who you
Yeah,
have to love." How is
exactly.
that?
Like, I remember, right? So one time when y'all were speaking, I gave mom like this worst attitude. Like, it was the worst. She was like, "You act just like my sister," right? It kind of like, I was just like, well, what did you expect? Like,
So
copy
Maddie is the
paste.
first. Maddie was like the first baby. My cousin Sean has a daughter, but she's older than Maddie, and she lived in Maryland, so she wasn't really around all the time. Maddie was the first baby, so he was like my first little. He was my first like baby experience. Like I could really take care of him. I had him a lot. He was like my little toy. Like he was so little but so big. He had the biggest hands. Look, he had the biggest hands as a baby, the biggest feet as a baby. He was just so cute, and he used to sleep on you and hold you real tight. And I used to keep him all the time. He was such a good baby. It was like my first baby experience. So I guess in the midst of that, we connected on that way. And then I don't know. I mean, we are very similar. We are both emotional people. So it's good that I'm learning about my emotions and how to control my emotions and things, so that when he goes through things, I'm able to teach him. And the crazy thing about it is that he listens and he acts. How is it being a teenager now?
It's like, it's so annoying because you have to like watch everything you say, number one, because nowadays, like with social media, like you just watch people say stuff that was so long ago, like, and then past make mistakes, and then people bring it back up and cancel your whole career. So it's kind of like you have to, like, this is how I think, like, you kind of have to watch what you say. You kind of have to, like, be aware of people's feelings, which I honestly have to work on because I just honestly sometimes have no filter. So it's like nowadays everybody's so sensitive. You can't really say what you want to say. You just have to be aware of what you say because it'll come back and haunt you. And then being a teenager now, you have social media, so people like to hate. People hate. So sometimes it'll mess with your mental, and it's just like, it's same
Like
time, like,
bittersweet. It's
yeah,
like
it's
it's like
bittersweet,
bittersweet. It's
exactly.
like social media is good because you could get, you get ideas. You could follow people who are inspirational, who are influential in good ways. But then it's the competition of, remember. So we were out to dinner a few days ago, and his dad said to him, Instagram's a lie. A lot of the people that with these fancy cars and the money, and they broke, like they be broke, or it don't be their car, or it basically Instagram is a lie. You could create whatever you want to create with Instagram. You can make everything look happy. Meanwhile, you could be sleeping on bricks, and nobody will see that because you're not going to post that. So, for you, I think like for us, we didn't have social media. Like we started with Black Planet pages. I didn't have one of those, and then went to MySpace, and it was really just more like a social way of speaking to each other. And then you had Twitter, and then you had Facebook, and then Instagram came, and it was more just to when Instagram came, when it was just pictures. Like with Facebook, you had to write words. With Instagram, it was just pictures. So then you could create whatever you wanted.
Right.
You could make every you could and it wasn't so much like how it is with you now, because now everybody is rich, beautiful, um and famous. So it's like, how do you being someone who's on Instagram, how do you not allow yourself to be caught in that
Like,
in that world?
fantasy world.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't follow the nonsense. Like, I try to keep my Instagram like to the stuff I like fashion, cool, famous people, cool. Like, I don't really drown myself into Instagram. Like I really do like posting on my Instagram and like posting my pictures and everything, but like I try not to drown myself into Instagram and try to like, even though I can get out of hand sometimes, like I do like to take pictures, and when I like want to take pictures, I take a million pictures, but I try not to follow like, the nonsense, the BS, because it's just like it's unnecessary. Like I try to keep my Instagram page like it's really like mad funny. Like my feed just has mad memes, it's mad funny. Like I try not to follow the bull. So
That's a good way to, I guess, to handle it. Also, too, I mean, your real life is good, so
yeah,
it's not like you don't have to front.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's like I feel like some people, their real life isn't good, and that's their escape. That's the way that they can fantasize and make their life that's not so great look great, because what it looks like to everybody is what it is now. So,
Yeah.
so per se, you seen the growth in me over the last couple of years with my faith in God, and I expressed to you how important it is. And you come to me sometimes, and I always tell you to make sure you pray. I remember one time we were going to see um what some concert we was going. It was me, you, Abigail, mom and dad. Remember we was going to
The
City
Drake
Field.
concert?
No, the City Field, whatever that concert was in City Field.
What concert?
Remember we didn't make it because it was too much traffic.
Rolling Loud,
Yeah, Rolling Loud. So we was going to Rolling Loud, and then Abigail was talking about prayer and how her family prays, how it's a bunch of words, da, 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 and you was like, no, prayer is just talking to God. So tell me what you like, what your belief is in God and prayer.
Okay, so I believe in God like super heavy. I I believe that He's the one who created this world. He's the one who already has your life planned out for you, and you just have to live it. But honestly, I don't be praying a lot like that, which is not that good. I really should be praying, but every night I try to talk to Him and like go over my day and like talk to Him like how I would talk, and I just talk to Him, and I just feel like I need a better relationship with God. I need to start reading the Bible and like watching church and stuff, because I don't really do that stuff. Like I'm not even lie, I don't read the Bible. I don't pray all the time, and I don't really like go to church or watch church. So it's like I believe in Him. Like I know He's instilled in me. He's my like I know, but it's just I need to build a better relationship with Him, because right now it's not the best it could be. It could be way better than it is right now.
Well, at least you know that it's like when you recognize that as being young. Like for me, it's not that we weren't taught that, but mom was so busy working. She once we moved back to New York, she was so busy working. And then Nana, she went to church, but remember, Nana's you didn't really get to experience Nana. So my grandmother suffered from mental illness, and because she suffered from mental illness, my family was kind of more pulled. Like my mom was working, trying to get herself back together after divorcing my dad and moving back from Denver with two girls, and then the rest of the family was my grandfather's working to maintain the family because my grandmother was suffering from manic depressive and mental illness, and my aunt was, everyone was kind of pouring into her, so we kind of got forgotten. And my grandmother went to church, and we it was kind of like forced. And then when you go so young, you don't really understand what they're talking about. And then when Gigi started going to church, I didn't relate to it either, and then it was just kind of like I didn't want to go to church on Sunday. I got to go to school. I just wanted to sleep late. You had to stand in this long line because she was going to this church called Christian Life Center that before it had the big location that it has now. It was a small location. So you had to get there super early and stand on line, cold, rain. It didn't matter. So it was like it was like annoying. So because it was annoying, I didn't go. And then I just didn't really understand. I didn't have an understanding, and it wasn't until and don't get me wrong. I always believed that there was a God. I always believed that there was someone who was you like how you say there was a plan for my life, but I didn't understand that in order to live the life that God plans, you have to walk in the way of God. So for me, choosing my own way and doing what I want and um, not being that nice of a person and not being forgiving and all those other kind of things, I still was able to achieve great things, but I didn't stay there. It's like all my ups went up, but then when they came down, they came down. Like came down into I use that analogy of coming down into shit. Like you go there's always ups and downs, but how you go up determines how you come down, because nothing is going to always be up. You're going to have ups and downs all the time, but it's like if you could plateau, it's like how you deal with your downs. We're all good when we're up, like we're all happy, but when you're down, it makes a big difference. So for me, it was important to maintain, like to start to, to gain an understanding of what it is. Like I didn't know. I'm like, okay, all right, church is not so much. You think it's like a thing, like
A chore.
yeah, like a chore, and it's not. It's more of like a teaching. So for me, it's like when I started like watching church and um, reading the Bible and praying, my understanding of how God is in my life became more clear, and it was more so like I watched church because so the guy that I follow, Mike Todd. First of all, what I liked about him is that he related to me. He's funny. He dresses nice. He's black. Like he's a real black dude. He's young, and he just spoke in a kind of way like it made me understand. So in me understanding him made me want to learn more and learn more. And then when I started to see the changes in my life and how, because even like that's how me and Lauren started speaking again. I was like, nope, I'm gonna forgive them. I don't want to, but I'm going to. And then everything just started happening, opening up. Peyton invited me to the game. I came to the game, and then it's just been great since. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Me and Lauren, we're still learning each other. We still have our ups and downs. She still gets on my nerves. I still get on her nerves. But it's different now because we could go through something bad and not speak for a couple of days or separate each other. But it's not like, it won't ever be like before. And it's more important because we set the example for you guys.
Right.
Because you was here when we had it, when that situation happened.
Oh yeah, we know.
And we didn't realize how much in the midst of when something is happening, you don't realize how much it affects everyone down. Yeah. And this is why I say like it's the consequence to my choice. I chose a guy that gave me thousands of red flags. And you know what your aunt was doing? Flipping them all. Green, green. Because I felt like, oh, all right, I'm not styling anymore. I have my life. This is the person I'm going to be with. And ooh, you know what's so crazy? You never liked him.
I didn't.
Nope.
No, I'm. Yeah.
No,
No,
you never liked him.
I didn't.
You never liked him from day one. It didn't matter how much he tried to buy stuff for you or be not. You did not like him.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't. I'll trust you now.
I didn't.
Trust your kids, your nephews. Trust them because they be knowing. You don't know because you in it. And I'm choosing out of, I don't even know what I was. I was in the trash, and my nephew knew I didn't need to be in the trash. So I'm sorry for choosing out the trash and causing a whole conflict. But from those situations and what you see me go through, how does that? Do you have a girlfriend?
No, not right now. No.
So how does that make you choose your friends, and how does that make you like the people that you want to be around?
Honestly, the way I choose my friends and the way I choose the people I want to be around is like I choose them off of the way like I don't really have a lot of friends. Like I have acquaintances, I have people I'm cool with, but whatever. Like friends is a big title to put on somebody. So the way I choose my friends is like I choose them on the way they would treat me. Like I choose them to see how they would act, see how they move. Like because I've been backstabbed one too many times, and it's just learning experiences. So it's like it helps me choose my friends now. Like my friend Sarah and Abigail, those are my rocks for real. Like I love them so much, but I choose them based on like the way they move because people move so weird now. Like it's just it's just the worst. It's the worst. Like you can't really trust everybody. You can't really be cool with anybody. Like you just can't. You gotta have certain people that you're cool with. You gotta distance your friends because it's a lot being a teenager now because it's just like it's so hard to explain and put in words.
I mean, it's hard for me to understand. So let me ask you this question: what if your mom had another kid?
Oh no, we're not doing it. Honestly, I say that I'm talking mad ish, but I just feel like if she had another kid, honestly, I wouldn't even be that mad. Like I would love to have a little sibling that I would take care of all the time. And if it was a girl, like if I had a sister, oh yeah, me and my sister like this. And I just be
Even
I think
if
I
you
would
guys
like
are
it.
13 years apart? I mean, 15 years apart?
Yeah, like I feel like I would look out for my sister all the time. I don't know. I would love it because now that I'm older, like I get to like it's like my baby now, so I get to like experience that.
You get to say, "Oh, this is how it was with you. Oh, my nephew, he's so cute. And then when you got too crazy, then I could give you back."
Exactly. Like it's not my responsibility for real.
Gigi is on my back, so I know she's on your back. What are you
Oh
thinking
God.
about college?
Honestly, like college, I hate this,
No, I'm just
but
asking because it's a question that kids your age get asked, and we don't know how you feel about the question because we just ask it. So
yeah.
this is why I want you to be honest and speak on the behalf of 15-year-olds. Like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, do you want us to leave you alone? Do you have a plan? Like,
Honestly, that question is just annoying because we just want to live in that, like in the now. Like we don't want to live in the future and have to worry about that stuff, even though we do. But honestly, for me, like college, I want to go to like some type of fashion school because that's what I want to do. I want to own my own fashion company, like have a company like Balenciaga. So I want to go to school for fashion. But on the other hand, it's like, do I even want to do school anymore? Because high school is just annoying. Like it's just stressful. Like it's annoying.
so what's the most stressful thing about high school?
Like it's just like having to stay on top of all your work because teachers just don't care that you have other classes that you have to worry about. So they give mad work. You have to stay on top of it. You have to make sure all your assignments is turned in. And it's just annoying. And it gets repetitive because you have to go every day. And it's mad annoying. I just don't want to go. Like, I hate
So how do
going
you
to
think we
school.
feel about work?
Like, but I feel like work is just it's better than school because I hate school. Like I hate school. Like I hate it. If I didn't have to go, I would not go. Like I hate school. But the college thing, I want to go to school for fashion. But it's like I don't want to do the academics part no more. After high school, all right, cool. I know my ABCs. I know my one, two, threes. I know how to add, multiply, and divide. So
That's
and
all it is.
subtract. So yeah, like I just feel like if I have my little basics, I know how to speak proper English. I know how to talk. So I just feel like
So
after it's
now
done,
you don't think work is repetitive?
I think no, I feel like
It's
work is
it's
repetitive.
repetitive, and the worst thing about it is that you get paid for it and you don't ever see the money.
Oh no,
You know why? Because I got to pay rent and my car note and my car insurance and the light bill and the cable bill and I got to buy food and I got to buy gas and I got to buy clothes. So as soon as that check hits, it's it's like a vacuum. It just sucks it out
it's done.
and then it's done. And then you got to work so that you can make some more so that that's the repetitive part of that.
But it's like you're getting bread though. Like you're working for something. You're working for money. Even though school is like you're learning, you're getting intelligence.
But you
But
get everything you want for free.
true. But it's just like I hate school.
I mean, I didn't like school either, but I had to finish it because Gigi wasn't having that.
And if I don't finish
Your
school,
mother ain't having that.
done.
There's a few things your mother plays with, but school ain't one.
Nope.
She
Can't
don't.
even be late. Can't even miss a day for nothing. Like
It's like you can't even be
nothing.
late or miss a day. Nope. Lauren ain't.
No.
But you know where Lauren gets that from?
Gigi.
Gigi. We could be sick. Your leg could be hanging on by a tendon. Gigi would wrap it up with gauze and send you to
And go
school.
to school.
It could be 7 feet of snow outside, and they saying school is closed. Gigi is sending you. We went to
Like,
school in blizzards.
oh
We went to
no.
school sick. Gigi ain't played no games. We was going to school.
Like, oh no.
She didn't play no games. You had to be dead, like something contagious, like strep throat, not to go to school.
Yeah, like that's
So
exactly
Lauren picked that up.
Yes, like heavy. It's the worst.
That's funny.
And I hate going to school, but
Well, you're a sophomore now, so you only got 2.5 years to go.
yeah.
That'll go by quickly.
Yeah, so I'm just like I'll be a senior soon and I get to like live a little bit, not really have to worry about school for real.
How is school for you now though? Like you good in school?
Like
You got good
I'm
grades?
good. Like school academically is not that hard. And math, math is not my best subject, but everything else is cool. Like I just wish the people were like my type of people because they're just not. Like they're just boring and lame, and I don't really care to talk to them. But
But do you think that's because you have been overexposed? Like your exposure to things are different on a different level
no,
because
definitely like
like your friends' parents, like your friends' parents. Like when I went to open school with your mom and your dad for open school, I was like, wow, these are the parents. These like, oh, okay. The
Right.
parents are kind of like not that they're just they're not like cool like your mom and dad.
Exactly.
Like
Like
your mom and dad still get dressed and they're up on all the fashion, they're up on all the songs and they're more young and more like and they're the same age as a lot of your friends' parents, but a lot of your friends' parents are just I feel like they've
they kind of
aged.
yeah, they're kind of lame. Like
Like aged, like it's like they won't ever go to a Drake concert with you.
yeah, word true.
Yeah, I mean that's the good part of your mom and your dad though. At least they're young and like, you know,
So have fun with their kids, and you get to enjoy your parents.
yeah. No, that is one great thing about that is one great thing. But being the oldest, it's like you got your phone first,
Definitely got my phone
you
first.
got Instagram first,
Got Instagram first, and I
you
got
got your
everything
you got
first.
your chain first, you got the
Chain
earrings
first,
first.
earrings
So
first.
how do you feel about your brother wanting to copy you or be like you?
Honestly, I find it really annoying because it's like, bro, be yourself. Like, do you, and let me do me. But I honestly just kind of find it like, it's like, what's the word?
Flattering.
It is yes,
It's
yes, yes,
flattering. It
yes.
is flattering.
It's flattering because it's just like he just wants to be like me, like his older brother. Like he looks up to me, so it's kind of like 50-50. It's annoying. It's really annoying because I hate when people like try to do me, but it's also flattering because it's like he's my little brother. He just wants to be like his older brother, so I kind of have to accept it.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like sometimes I hear you complain like, "Oh, it's not fair. Peyton doesn't have to do this or Peyton doesn't have to do that." Do you feel like your parents treat you fair?
Sometimes no, because I'm gonna just give a broad example. Like for the chores and stuff, it's like I'm the one who washes the dishes. I'm the one who takes out the trash all the time. I'm the one who just does the most. Like it's like he gets to go to practice and just sit up in his room and play the game. I'm the one who has to wash the dishes every time. I'm the one who mops and vacuums. Like Peyton doesn't do that. Like they don't make him do nothing. Like they don't make him do nothing. He's just required to go to school, practice, game. That's it. That's how I feel.
He doesn't take the garbage out sometimes?
I mean, he does. Like now, it's like it's a split schedule. Like he takes it out Tuesday because that's the garbage day is Tuesday, and then I take it out thing. And now my mom started to make him wash the dishes on the day he has to take the trash out. She made it, and now it's kind of fair. Before I was the one washing the dishes all the time. Like it felt like for him, he just had it. Like he just was able to go to practice, come home, play the game. For me, I just felt like I had to do the most. Like I was the one who had to do more.
So let me ask you this: when you have those feelings, do you express them to your mom and dad, or do you hold them in and then just be angry about it?
I mean, I tried to express it to them, but it's just like I feel like they don't listen. Like I feel like their main response is worry about yourself and not your brother. Worry about yourself and not your brother. And I'm just like, bro, it's not fair. It's obviously not fair, and y'all are not doing anything about it. And it just gets so frustrating because I feel like I'm talking to a wall because nobody's hearing me, and I hate when people don't listen to me because
That is life.
it just
Life is
doesn't.
not fair,
It's
and people
not.
do not listen to you. You hear me complain about work all day long. I told them to do this. They did this. If I say yellow, they say blue. If I say red, they say green. Life is not fair. It's just what
It's
it
annoying.
is, and it's never gonna be fair. What you gonna do?
And
You
that's
know what
what
I
I'm
do
saying.
want to ask you? How is it being? Because we live in New Jersey. How is it being a black boy in high school?
Honestly, I feel like my high school is so diverse. Like it's you have Hispanics, you have Asians, you have Caucasians, you have black people. It's just so mixed. So it's honestly not it feels normal to me. Like it's just not I don't feel segregated. I don't feel like anybody's being racist towards me ever. Although I had this one experience with this one teacher, but we don't have to get into that.
And he died.
And he's gone.
I mean, and
So
not he didn't. I mean, he did. He died. Like he was not the nicest man.
no, he
But
was not.
we understand why he was battling his own stuff. He was dying of whatever he was dying from, and then he ended up dying. Not to say that because he was going through his stuff warranted him being a nasty person to you, but everyone has to go before the judge by themselves. So You go before the judge, you go up or you go down. So who knows where he went? But he ain't your problem no more. So God bless.
But honestly, it feels normal. Like I don't feel left out. I don't feel isolated. I don't feel none of that. It's just normal to me. Like I have I have all types of friends. And it's awesome because you get to learn about people's experiences and their cultures and stuff. And you just get to live it. So it's honestly great being black. And it's like everybody wants to be black, and you could just watch everybody try to follow our culture and follow us. So it's flattering. It's awesome.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. Like I love being black. I'm proud to be black. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. But you forgetting you half of something else.
Oh, and I'm Puerto Rican too.
Let's not forget he's Puerto Rican and black. Let me ask you one more question. Let me see. What is your biggest win so far in life and your biggest loss? And it doesn't have, there's no timeline, so it doesn't have to be in life. It could be for the day, it could be just in general. Like, what do you feel like one of your biggest accomplishments are, and what do you feel like one of your biggest loss is?
So one of my biggest accomplishments is that I'm able to communicate the way I do and the way I express myself. I'm glad I could do that without being, angry and stuff. And then I'm also glad I have the confidence to just walk into a room and my presence just goes off.
Because you are 6'4".
Exactly.
And a big dude.
So it's just like I love that. But one of my biggest losses is like the way I've acted in the past and the way I've said some stuff I said to people wasn't the greatest, and I do kind of regret that because my mouth is reckless. Like, so when I get upset, and you'll know I get upset. So
where
it's
did you
just
learn that from? It is very important to pay attention to how you act in front of your children, in front of your nieces, your nephews, cousins, because what you think they are not watching, they are watching. And Maddie made me realize that in his memory of things that happened, and I'm like, ooh, he remembered that. So it's hard for me to get upset with him for reacting in a way that I reacted. So for me now, as I don't have any children, but for me, and knowing that I'm a big influence on my nephews, how I act is important to me. So it makes me think twice. And when I give him advice about something, it's funny because I'll give you advice about something, and then God will give me the situation to test me to see if I'm listening to what I'm saying. Advice. So I'll give him advice about his parents, like, no, you can't. And then I'll go, and it happened to me with Gigi, and then it's like, all right, you gotta apply what you say because he's watching, and it's important to me to make sure that I conduct myself in a way because he is watching, and not only the good but the bad. And I've watched him be able to go through situations and navigate his way through in the way that I've navigated myself through, and it makes me proud. So it makes me want to just walk in a better way because I know that I'm a big influence. And you don't think about it when you're doing something or when something's happening, but just like how I was a big influence on Lauren, you're a big influence on your brother. And even though he's a man of few words, because Peyton is a man of few
words. He don't even talk. He don't like to talk for real.
No, he is a man of few words.
A man of few words.
But when he does say those few words,
like,
yo, you be like, you was listening?
Like, and you don't even realize because he don't even it don't even look like he's listening.
No, he never looks like he's listening. He's never he looks like he's in his own world. But when
Peyton be tapped in. Whew. Peyton be tapped in. Like it blows my mind. He be tapped in. I just be like, how you just?
And he'll say 2 or 3 words of one sentence, and you be like, oh shoot.
Oh, he listening.
Oh yeah, he listening.
Oh yeah,
he listening.
You don't sleep on him. He listening.
Listen.
Because even when I was with my friends one time, he was with us. We was talking. I was like, he was listening to our whole conversation. He remembered the names. He asked us who this was. I was like, oh, but he wasn't talking the whole time, just being mad nosy.
Bro, like we all are nosy.
I'm nosy as hell, so I ain't even mad. But he was definitely listening to what we were saying. So, yeah.
We think Peyton don't be listening,
but
Peyton be listening
and tapped in. So
yep. I don't know why both of them just keep bothering you.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh wow, you just disrespectful. You're just gonna step on him.
Anyway.
Yep. So now that I've started this podcast, and now you see what my podcast is about, you have any questions for me?
How do you feel about starting it and like having a podcast and being able to bring people who you love and talk to? Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I like to talk, so
Yeah, me too.
I like to talk, and I was nervous because in the midst of is talking about, it's not a negative thing. Like most people thought that I was going to do a podcast about fashion or about, you know uh fashion police or like dissing people, or so I'm nervous about it because a lot of people know me in a different way.
Hmm. Yeah, that's it.
And I mean, it's like, for me, I always got labeled as like the black sheep, but it was like, all the situations that happened, with Sean, with Lauren, with everyone. um Everyone likes to point the finger to me. No one wants to take accountability for their part. It's easier to make someone else look like the bad guy, which is fine. It's not a big deal because at the end of the day, I'm secure in myself and who I am, and
It's
everything.
it's really not fine because they should be really taking their taking accountability for their actions and not trying to paint you as a bad guy. And I hate when people do that because it frustrates the hell out of me. So, but that's besides the point. Keep going.
I mean,
Because
it.
everybody want to talk about me and
But listen, it used to bother me a lot. But the thing, people only talk about things that are great.
right.
It's like Jesus was the only thing. He sinned at did not sin at all. He was the purest form of human being ever, and look what he went through. So I
Right.
don't. For me, it doesn't. It used to hurt me a lot because I'm like, that's not who I am. Like, and people don't know who I am. But then when I really started to stop taking it personally, like to heart, like you don't define who I am. Like God defines who I am, and my success and my and just in life and my path in life. And it started allowing me to not take it personally, and then to see them and actually feel compassionate for them. It's like look at your life, like
Right.
look at you, like how could you dare speak bad about me, and let's lay your cards out,
Right.
you know so it's like when I started to take myself out of the equation and stop taking things personally as a personal attack at me, and then starting to look at the person who was talking about me or that's saying bad things about me. Or my thing is, if you believe those bad things, then you don't get to experience the greatness, because I know I'm great. I know there's amazing things about me. I know that I'm a great person. So if you choose to listen or choose to engage in the bad talk about me, then you miss out on the greatness.
And that's on you.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with that. So it's why I'm able to come to family functions, which is not easy. Don't get me wrong, it's not
No.
easy because they don't make it easy for me. But
You kind of just gotta push through and
yeah,
ignore it.
it's family, and you don't get to choose your family, and I don't have to deal with them or see them every day. I could deal with it for Thanksgiving or for
Like
a
Christmas.
Christmas or a family reunion or whatever the case may be. And I find the more that I don't engage or don't react, um, the more the better it is for me, and the more I get to see the sadness in them. No, you
Yes, I understand, but
I
it's
mean,
just like
I guess that sounds bad,
it does,
but
but
it's like hurt people, and if I'm not hurting anymore, then you're just sitting there hurt,
right.
because what you're doing is not causing a reaction of me. Because like what do I say we are? Giraffes.
Oh yeah.
I say to
Yeah.
Maddie all the time, I'm like, we're giraffes. Giraffes don't worry about what scurries on the ground. Even though you did say, I'm tired of things nicking at my ankles. I'm a giraffe, but it's still annoying that things nick at my ankles. But you ever seen a giraffe kick a lion?
Real bad.
Tuh.
Real bad. Real bad.
I
Real
think I
bad.
sent you that meme. That
Yes.
giraffe kicked that lion across the damn jungle.
And that
Exactly.
right.
So it's like, it's just trials and tribulations. And I think that um, because some of my family has hurt me the worst, when I step out into the world, which is not a pretty place, it kind of sets me up it makes me kind of stronger.
Right.
And I know that my family are still people. They still go through whatever they're going through. They have their whatever, but I don't take it personally, and I don't let it affect me anymore, because I know that I just got to deal with them for the day. They got to be them for their life. And I come home and I don't lose no sleep, and I come home and I have joy and I have peace, and I'm in a good place now. So it's taken me a long time to get here, and I want to stay here. So, don't let what they say about me bother you, because it does not bother me.
Well, you know how I move, so I don't care.
I mean, I get it. You want to defend your aunt just like you want to defend your mom. You want to defend the people that you love, but you don't have to. You don't have to defend me, because you know who defends me? God defends me. That part, right?
Yep,
So, I think this was a pretty good episode.
it was. We
Right?
did that.
We did that. We did that. We did that. So next time we got to do me, mom,
Hmm.
you, Peyton, Jackie, Gigi.
And that's gonna be an episode.
Ooh, you know it would be good if we got your father and his sister. But that might have to that.
Listen,
I don't know if that would ever happen. But it would be good.
it
I would love to understand. You gain an understanding of people from what they've been through. We don't know what they've been through.
Right.
So maybe
we weren't there for that one.
Yeah, so maybe understanding what they went through will make us be more compassionate towards them. Not to say
Sure.
that you gotta.
We missed that episode that season. So, we missed that one. I wasn't around for that, but
Shoot, neither was I.
so
So maybe we'll skip that one.
maybe.
I mean, it's interesting just to know.
Honestly, I'm nosy, so
I
So-
mean, and too, you want to know, because what your parents have been through, what your grandparents have been through, is a lot of reason of what you go through. We don't realize it, but trauma goes from generation to generation. So
Yeah.
in order to change something, you have to understand where it comes from. And even though, we may not like our family members or like what they do to us or what they say about us, because I mean, what you gonna do? It's better to understand, like, maybe they were hurt, or maybe it happened to them, or and they've never healed and recovered from their trauma, so then they just dump it on you. But
right,
it's important to kind of understand where we come from, so that we don't repeat it.
exactly.
So that's what I'm trying to do now, and I'm glad that you come to me and talk to me about things, because then it allows me to share what I'm learning,
Exactly.
and then it's like how I walk differently, then your mom walks differently, and then when your mom walks differently, then you walk differently, then Peyton walks differently, then your dad walks differently, and then it's like
A domino.
yeah, all of us change. So to change in the family.
So changing the family.
Love you.
Love you too.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my favorite person in the whole wide world. I have two favorite people, Peyton and Maddox. I love them both the same, but they are like, I would give my whole life for them. Ooh, I love them. Give me a hug. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh,
Go follow me on Instagram at Maddox Silva, MADDOXSILVA. And that's the only social I want to plug, That's
until you get your clothing line.
until I get all that.
Until
Yeah.
because someone told me you could sing a little bit too.
Who said that?
I mean, Lil Birdie told me that you could sing.
More coming soon.
There we go. So I hope you enjoyed. Peace.
Bye, guys.
New and in between. Check it out. YouTube. Click, like, and subscribe. Subscribe. Thanks.